Good afternoon and welcome to a very long overdue night out in the woods. It's been about 4 weeks, maybe 5 weeks since I've been out. Just life getting in the way generally. So I'm really looking forward to this. But I'm not really enjoying the walk in. We've had some very heavy rain the last few days. And this area is predominantly clay. Oh, over that bit. So the moisture doesn't really soak in the ground, it sits on the surface and you should get a slimy top layer. Walking in the woods here, it's all uphill and it's like 2 steps forwards, 1 step back. It's so slippery underfoot. So I'm not going to film too much, otherwise there'll be lots of outtakes of me just falling over in the mud. I'll see you in a bit. Well, that's better. That's nice to get off the main path, which sort of doubles as a stream. Cutting cross country. Plenty of leaf litter down. It's helped with the mud. I still feel it's soft underneath, but it's easier going here. And now I'm over the crest of the hill. It's all downhill, which is lovely. Tonight, you'll see me set it up in a minute, but what I've opted for, because it's so wet and manky, I'm using one of my hammocks. I mean, the tent would have been fine. It's not like the bottom of the tent leaks, but they just get so bloody filthy and rotten this weather. It's just, yeah, not pleasant to pack away, not nice to have in your bag. So, hanging from the trees out of the mud seemed to be the sensible option. Not sure how well you can see from that angle, but I've just put my guy line through this bit of twin tree and my peg there just to anchor it. It's up high at the moment. There shouldn't be any more rain. If there is, I can slacken it, adjust it, get a bit more tilt on the roof. If I'm working under there, I want a bit more space and it's not wet, I can lift the edge up. Handy. Right, sleeping bag for tonight. The old Euro Hike Down Hybrid. Comfort on this is about 8, maybe 6 degrees, something like that. It's not going to be chilly tonight, and I've got the under blanket. It's going to be more than enough. I haven't had this one out for a little while, and I do like it. It is comfortable. So that will be tonight's blanket, as it were. Tonight's bedding. So it's only half down. It does compress down to about half the size of that pack. Compresses quite well. Not too heavy either. Put him in there, let him loft up a bit. Now, I'm not sure if you've seen me use these before. The little glow-in-the-dark tags. They're meant for things like key rings and that sort of thing, really. But I put them on the zipper of my sleeping bag. If you wake up in the night, pitch black dark, and you're busting for a wee, you can find the zip a bit easier. Now for the knife people amongst you. Today's tool of choice. Actually the oldest knife in my collection. I had this when I was, let's have a think, maybe 13, 14, something like that. So approaching 40 years. It's not the original case. I had someone knock one up for me because the original one just had it. Very retro, very much of its time, early 80s. I suppose a little bit of the Rambo going on, but just a smaller size. But I've always liked this. The handle is absolutely perfect for my hands. I'm not normally a fan of the ones with the finger grooves, but it's just luck. This is exactly right for me, and the swell in the back fits in the palm nicely for nice control. Not the most ideal, not the most practical knife, but I've had it so long and I sort of rediscovered it while I was packing. I thought it was about time it had an outing. Well, you know how I like to bring you these random moments of thought. It's a thought I've had for a long time, and I alluded to it in a short that I did while I was on holiday, because it became very obvious when I was in Venice. And that was one of my thoughts on religion. Now, personally, I don't care what you personally think about religion. What I think about religion, it's a free world. You do what makes you happy. That's the important thing. But Venice, being Italian, heavily Catholic, most of the churches are big Catholic churches, and there's hundreds of them. You've got these massive buildings, and I mean massive. They are like airplane hangars. fantastic works of art, they really are. How they even managed to build them in those days, I don't really know. But a lot of them have got like solid marble pillars and, you know, gold leaf statues and all this sort of thing. And I thought part of the sort of the church or religion as a whole idea was to look after the average man. And I've always had this thought, but it really came home there when you see how lavish they are. Rather than build this huge building with all this marble and gold, how much good could have been done if that same quantity of money was spent in the local community? Maybe housing the poor, educating the poor. Remember, this is going back to 1300s maybe, that sort of time, when there was a lot of properly homeless people living on the streets, dying of starvation. Why didn't the church help them instead, rather than building this huge building? I know it's meant to be a meeting place, but people are always saying, whenever you speak about religion to people, and I know it's a funny subject, that God is all around you. If that's the case, I could talk to him here. I could talk to him at home. I could talk to him in the car, stuck in traffic. I don't need a big lavish building to speak to him. And I know people say, oh, it was built to the glory of God. That makes no sense to me. Makes no sense at all. It was just people with money back then, whether it be the local lord giving a lot of money to the church, or, let's face it, churches aren't poor. It was just showing off. Certainly for people that donated huge amounts of money to have these things built. They were just trying to buy their way into heaven, in their mind. It's makes a bit of a mockery of it all, if you ask me. If you believe in God, surely somewhere like this, you're probably closer to him than some big stone cold building. Just my thoughts. Don't mean to offend anyone. Right, I'm here with Mr. Mark, as normal. Hello, Marky.
Hello.
Anyone that doesn't know him, I'll put the link below. MDM Outdoors. I shall link to his channel.
We work together.
And we even work together now,
Camp
yeah.
together.
How the hell?
Bloody live together now.
How the hell did that happen? Someone made a silly decision.
Oh, look, wait, it's because your work pays me more than my old work.
Well, yeah. And I'm nicer to work with. Don't forget that bit.
That's debatable.
Bastard. I was just about to say what a lovely afternoon in the woods with a lovely sunshine, and of course as soon as I press record sun went behind a cloud. But it's really pleasant now. We've had so much heavy rain last couple of days, and even up until about late morning it was absolutely throwing it down with rain here, and then at lunchtime it cleared out, which was rather nice. So I was sitting in the pub looking at it out the window thinking, oh yeah, this afternoon's going to be all right. And it is good. It has dropped a little bit cooler though, and it's early yet. Where are we? Not even 4 o'clock, and I've had to put my jacket on. Still early in the year, I suppose. Little streams running again. This has been dry for months. So it shows you how much rain we've had this week. It's a handy little water source at camp. We do normally bring some water in with us, but if you run short, that's handy because, I'll turn you around, I mean, you can just about make out the back of Mark's tent there. So having this right behind the camping ground is perfect when it's running. Right, time for a beer, and also we've lit the fire because it's actually turned quite chilly. As soon as that sun's sort of gone behind the trees there, you really notice the temperature drop. And also a little bit of a breeze has got up as well, and that's adding to it. So it was to definitely light the fire time, get a little bit of heat going, plus let it you know, give it a chance to die down, of course, because we're cooking dinner later, so needed to get it done sooner rather than later. Plus we were cold. Eat. Right, well, I'm going for a bit of an experiment here. I didn't want it to cook too fast, so I've got the little trangia stove lit there, but under the grill, so there's a good gap between the stove and the pan, so hopefully sort of lower cooking heat, and of course that wide grill that makes the frying pan a bit more stable with cooking in there.
Do lamb chops.
Eh?
Do lamb chops. Seriously, you bought 3?
Well, that's how many was in the pack. Well, that's dinner almost done. It's a simple one, but it smells good. I'm sure it's going to taste good. God. Speak up, Mr. Brown, you're coming through.
More tea, Vicar. That's my dinner.
No, that was not your dinner. That was your arse. Right, dinner's done. Time for after dinner coffee, or producing lots of wind in Mark's case. But yeah, dinner was nice. The little bone bits that were left over and a little bit of fat I've put out on the tree for Mr. Fox. We don't know if Mr. Fox is going to pay a visit because we haven't been here for a while, so he might have got out of routine. But it's there if he wants it. Bedtime. Right, I'm all tucked up. Hopefully this will be warm enough because it has actually dropped quite cold. It's clear sky, see stars now, but I don't think it's going to get too bad because they've forecast rain in the early hours, so it's going to cloud up. But at the moment it's a bit chilly. Right, hopefully a good night's kip. I'll see you in the morning. Coffee time. Good morning. I'm almost awake now. I've had some coffee, Mark's just having his, and we've even got biscuits. Coffee and biscuits. We're very civilised, aren't we, in the morning?
Yeah.
Very civilised. But yeah, just enough when you don't want to do a full breakfast.
Nice.
Had a good sleep. We went to bed about 10ish, and it was about 6:30, something like that, when I woke up. So, good long sleep. I got woken up by that heavy rain. Really slashed it down at about 3ish, wasn't it? About 3 o'clock in the morning. It was loud enough to wake me up, so pretty loud. But stayed dry. Mark's new tent didn't leak, so that's a result.
Yep.
No, wasn't bad at all. And it's sunny this morning. Bit chilly, but it's going to be a nice day, I think. Much better packing away in a nice bit of sunshine. Been a good camp. Right, I'm all packed. Mark's just doing his last few bits. It's a lovely morning for the walk back out. I'll turn you that way, but it's probably a bit too bright for the camera. Nice and sunny.
Lovely.
It's going to be even more squelchy after all that rain last night, though. I'll be skiing downhill back to the corner of the woodland where I parked the car, but never mind. It's been an enjoyable evening. What a beautiful morning for the walk out. Stunning. Really enjoyed that camp. Perfect combination of, you know, a dry evening, bit of rain on the tarp while you're in bed, but dry in the morning to pack. Couldn't ask for more, really. I've tried to film a little bit more on this video. I won't really know until I do the editing and all that old cobblers, so how long it ends up. But I know a few people have commented they wish my videos were a bit longer, so we'll see how we go. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next camp.